Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzant, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Good afternoon. Wake your ass up.
And morning in some parts of the world.
Worldwide.
You know you at the official Man Cave morning/afternoon show. Let's clap that up. We are in the building. Got the squad with me. Let me rock these introductions real quick, just in case you don't know. To my right, we have the dude that gets a little, especially when he's in a bad mood. We call him what? Deacon Woo.
Tank is for the children. Wakanda forever.
Deacon Woo. No doubt. And to the left of me, it's the beautiful,
the vivacious, the scrumdelicious,
the talented,
the pancake maker,
1/3 of the R&B group
the
Allure.
Sparkly.
We call her Hurricane Kiss.
Good afternoon, peasants.
Yes.
What's up?
Nothing. And I am just humbly, she's all into her phone when she should be.
No, I said, and you, sir.
No, I'm messing with you. I'm just humbly Storm Norm the General.
El Jefe.
Salute, peace and
out of my
blessings to
element.
you
I don't
all.
have, my contraptions.
No doubt. One love. Spread some love today.
Yes.
But first and foremost, let me just watching us live right now on YouTube.
Boom.
Salute to everyone watching us live right now on Twitter.
Boom.
Periscope.
Boom.
Shout out to everyone watching us live on the mother site, WBKS1.com.
Boom.
Shout out to everyone listening to us live on the TuneIn app.
It is free.
It's free. Download
You don't
the
have
app.
it downloaded.
Set us
TuneIn app
free.
is a beautiful thing. You can listen to your favorite radio stations from across the world.
Absolutely.
And guess who's on there? BKS1 Radio, the Man Cave morning/afternoon show.
BKS1 for
It's
life.
on there right now. So shout out to you all listening to us on that app. And peace and blessings to everybody on my FB page. Please remember, in the upcoming weeks, we'll be broadcasting everything as far as FB goes through one page, and that will be the BKS1 Radio Network page. Become a fan of the BKS1 Radio Network page. All the shows will be filtered through there. It will no longer be on my personal page. All right? No doubt. Let's give some love to people trickling in.
Yes.
Shout out to my man Big Zay. Salute, Happy New Year, bro. Shout out to DT on the check-in. Kaz Minor on the check-in.
Out to Rick Hanna.
Yes, Alicia Mitchell. That's Big Zay. Yes.
Mitchell.
Shout out to DD Graham. Shout out to Pierre Parker. P, what's good? Nikki Owens, what's up? Shout out to everybody trickling in. Kishana Hunt. Brown. What's going on? Sandy, what's good, baby?
Hey,
Squalid.
Deanna Sawyer. Hey, D. And
Soy.
on the check-in. Eugene Napoleon on the check-in. Juanita Caring Hearts Towns on the check-in.
Hey, Juanita.
Michelle Mimi Carter on the check-in. What's up, Mimi? Shout out to Violet on the check-in. Stacy Newton. Deborah. Renee. Raymond Boone. A.B. Butler. A.B. what's good, man? Donna Sneed.
DD Graham just checked in.
No doubt. Yes. I see the beautiful people. Let's clap it up for you all. You all are amazing. One love. And we're going to go into this thing. So we're going to discuss, of course, this whole R. Kelly thing, which kind of contributed to today's topic, which is, are enablers guilty as well?
Mm-hmm.
Are they to blame as well? And we're going to talk about that today on the Man Cave morning/afternoon show. So we got a lot of different things we're going to discuss and everything, but we're going to really get into enablers and this whole R. Kelly situation. There's a lot going on, but also we're gonna lighten it up. You know how we do. Man Cave Morning / afternoon show and everything. So we're gonna kind of dove. Well, let's cover something real quick. Oh, real quick. Here's a sketch. They still haven't caught the murderer of the young girl, Jasmine. Mm-hmm. And here's a sketch they have released of the killer, the murderer. That's what he is. So here's a sketch, and you know, take a good look. I'm gonna put that up. All right. Okay.
This is the man witnesses say murdered 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes on 12/30 as her family drove on the East Sam Houston Park Road on Wallaceville Road. Thin white man, 30s, 40s, in a red pickup. Call 713-221-6000. 713-221-6000.
All right. So yeah, if you see somebody that look like that dude, please call. Let's get them off the streets before you hurt somebody else. Again, here is the sketch they have of the terrorists, and that's the sketch. I'm calling them terrorists on this show. Right. They ain't doing it in other media forms, but the terrorists. Here's the sketch. So now, with that being said, again, we're talking about enabling. So a lot of people, and we had conversation last night on the Stone Warning show. Last night, and it got deep. A lot of people are talking about this R. Kelly thing, Surviving R. Kelly, which the Lifetime channel aired last night. Right. R. Kelly's people were fighting to not get that shown, to not get it aired. They aired it anyway, and that was just the first episodes. They got it's a 3-layered 6-hour,
3-part 6-hour.
Yeah, 6-hour joint. So I think we saw 2 hours last night of it, and it was deep. Some things were eye-opening, but one of the things I got from that, which is why we're talking about it today, is enabling. Everybody's like, R. Kelly this, R. Kelly is, he's a monster, he's this, he's that, he's that. Let me tell you right now. All right, so anybody that harms a child or anybody that takes advantage of a child or whatever, we ain't rocking with. None of us here on this panel, we ain't rocking with. You get what you deserve. All of that. We learned some new things about the whole Aaliyah situation last night. I thought we knew it all, but we learned some new revelations, whatever. So even with that situation, R. Kelly was surrounded with a lot of people. People that benefited off of his success and his earnings. And people that were covering things up that he did wrong. To me, that makes you just as guilty, right? So if Akisa, if you killed Mariah Carey and you killed her and you shot her and whatever, you're like, Norm, help me bury the body. Help me bury Mariah's body or whatever like that. You know, I don't want nobody such. Just help me. I need your help.
If something happens, they gonna come after me.
And I helped you. I'm just saying. And I helped you. I'm what? I'm an accessory to murder. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. So when we're talking about these enablers, and listen, from Barry Hankerson, got us call it for what it is.
You put both his feet in his
Sparkle. To other managers and road managers and people that was in his camp or whatever, that bodyguards are guilty. Security is guilty. Who you letting in these hotel rooms? Parents are guilty. So we talking about the right? Parents are guilty. Why are you sending your child with this man alone? If she's there for business, then you should be accompanying her. You should be with her in the studio.
Right.
You should be with her at backstage. You should be with her in the hotel room. It should be you and your daughter in the hotel room together. If business is keyword, business being conducted. So there's a lot of people to me that are just as guilty, and I don't see too many people pointing the finger at them. And it's funny, this was my sentiment, and then we'll go in. But then Tamar Braxton puts up a statement on Twitter, and this was Tamar Braxton's statement, and I was like, wow, I was thinking the same way. And here it goes right here. Tamar said.
Yeah, he did that BS, but the rest of y'all punk ass work for him for your effing benefit. Everyone stood back and watched and did nothing. Then so quick to nail Rob, y'all just as guilty, in my opinion. He's reacting to his own abuse.
Can we clap up her statement, please? Go ahead. Well, I know you want to interject, bro.
So,
please.
Who did not know this? Okay, granted, you saw the show last night and you got the particulars, you got the details, but everyone knew that this was going on for years, and a lot of people supported it. A lot of people supported it. A lot of people said, "Don't speak out against it. Stop hating." Whatever. When you want to talk about enablers, I think there's more than enough blame to go around. The fact that this man had a career yesterday. He had a career in 2017. He had a career in 2016. He had a career in 2015. Okay? All of us look at ourselves en masse. Of course, we want to get into particulars as to who is to blame. But this man has been supported, should have been voted off the island years ago. There's nothing in this documentary that's surprising. The only thing that surprises me is that there's outrage this morning. Why? Should have been outraged last week. Should have been outraged last month and at last year. As the human family, there are demons that profit off of the molestation and the abuse of our children. And as a society, we sit idly by and nod our head and support it. Now, as Norm will get into later, he says, you know, you need to paint the paintbrush for everyone because there are a lot of other individuals that are in the entertainment industry that do the same thing. I'm glad that we are currently in the dispensation where the truth is revealed and that we will all have to be accountable and responsible for the part that we play, big or small, in the abuse, the subjugation of these young women, Aaliyah, and this. None of this is new information. Absolutely none of it. I've been mad about this circumstance. I've been mad about other people. So I thank God there's a new day. I thank God that other atrocities will be revealed. I hope they take a microscope to everyone that hurts children. I think they should take a microscope to everyone that hurts human beings in general. This man had a career in 2017. There's someone that's going to go to his concert after this. Still, what is it about us that we can't vote people off the island? I'm just saying. I'm listening.
See, here's the thing. Me, bro, like I said, you know, we listen to the thing, these underage girls, these this, whatever, you know, so in Aaliyah's case, all right, so we know everything there is to know. Her parents knew of the situation.
Absolutely. Horrible.
Barry, her uncle.
Horrible.
Knew of the situation, whatever. Now, of course, you don't know everything if you're not moving every place where your child's going, whatever like that. Just like when they get in trouble in school. You didn't know what they was going to do beforehand, and you find out they got in trouble. They did something. All right, so that's a normal part of being a child and teenager and the whole nine, whatever. So R. Kelly had a responsibility to be like, look, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 27 years old. She's 15. Off limits. You know, there's certain things that just tell you off limits. You know, when you're normal,
go ahead.
There's certain triggers that tell you off limits. Not going to touch it. Nope. Ain't trying to get in trouble. Ain't trying to get hurt. Ain't trying to hurt nobody else. So now he didn't follow. Those flags didn't trigger in his head, and he ended up getting her pregnant. They got married, all this, whatever like that. But half of that was a cover up. You got one of the members that was around him that forged papers, forged documents, so they can get married. So they can get married. So he was aware of it, guilty. The uncle was aware of it, guilty. Parents didn't have no control. They found out how they found out. Could I say they're guilty? No, because they left a lot of, I can't really say the parents are guilty because they left a lot of the responsibility with the uncle and the surrounding trusting adults that they figure will act as adults and protect their child. It's just like when you leave, it's no different from when you leave your child at daycare, when you leave your child at school, when you leave your child at the boys and girls spot, whatever like that. You're trusting adults to be adults and protect and look after your child, right? So I'm not the halting the parents. I'm not faulting them at all, you know. But at what point do you take responsibility for being an enabler? That you fueled the situation. There was a lot of people involved with this whole situation that fueled the situation and sat back and did nothing about it because they benefit and they stood to profit off of who R. Kelly was.
Here's the sad truth. Here's the sad truth. A lot of us will prostitute our own children. We'll put our own children in harm's way if the person is talented, if the person has money, if the person had influence. We're talking about Aaliyah. After he married Aaliyah and that whole thing went down, his career got even bigger. How long ago was that? How many years? 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Let's go back to last year when the mother and the father were screaming on YouTube saying, you know, you have my adult daughter held hostage. And there was like a little outrage, and then it kind of disappeared when the mother and the father were pleading with the public, please help me, please help us. But if it's sparkly and they got talent, you know, I just think about our children. I think about little girls and our little boys that are just lambs to the slaughter. Okay? So, every penny that went into his pocket, every album that we ever brought, every time we ever listened, every time I ever nodded my head, I'm complicit. I'm talking about me now. It's enough to go around. But the issue at bar is now what? Because 6 months from now, when this dies down, there's going to be some jackasses still at his concert. So what does that say to your children? As adults, what does that say? You know what it says? We co-sign this bullshit. We co-sign it because he's still around. And guess what, General? Other people are still around. So do you got to burn the whole thing down? Like Norm says, do you start to look at everybody? I think when it comes to our children and our babies and molestation and abuse, you damn right.
But you know
we
what?
got to look at everybody now. We got to look, man. We got to look at everybody and say, yo, if this is what you're doing, we're not going to stand for this anymore. Later for you were abused and his music sound good and you too and me too. Later for that. You look at your kids in the face and when you let this rock out, how do they look at us? I'm saying, come on, fam.
Nah, so I mean, but see, here's the slant, right? Here's the slant, right? So earlier today, I put up a post, and I basically said, you know, when is it going to be a surviving Charlie Sheen?
I hope today.
When is there going to be a surviving Johnny Depp?
I hope today.
When is there going to be a surviving Mel Gibson? Hear me on this, people.
It's starting right now on this broadcast.
When is it going to be a surviving Harvey Weinstein?
On this broadcast right now, starting.
See, and that's my thing. That's my thing. And people, you know, somebody said earlier, well, Dream Hampton, she's the producer. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's look at Dream Hampton. All right, let's look at Dream Hampton. And again, whatever R. Kelly deserves, he should get. But we have to look at how we expose our stories and who we expose it to, right? So you look at the history of Lifetime. Oh man, we won with Surviving Compton. And hear me out on this, people. Let's everybody put on their little thinking caps and everything. So Surviving Compton did well. Black woman got on here and told her story about how, you know, black man abused her and black man did this and this, that, whatever like that. This makes good ratings. It brings in good revenue for Lifetime channel. Maybe we need to keep rocking with this. Who else has been messed up out there in the black community, right? So R. Kelly, like everybody said, we knew the stories already. So, you know, we knew the stories already. So now let's do Surviving R. Kelly, right? Something else is going to follow. So they got a whole series on this joint. They got 3 episodes. Something else. What's next? Surviving Rick James. Surviving James Brown.
Okay.
So, surviving Otis Redding. Surviving it, I'm telling you, it's going to be a trickle down effect.
So if we want to look at how these particular incidences could be used to hurt us as a people, big whooping, big surprise. Who can't see that coming? Are we complicit in our own downfall? Black people coon them. We coon ourselves and demean ourselves every day with every reality show where we demean ourselves and call each other names and fuss and fight while other people make money off our misery and pain. That's just us. Black people are sick and retarded. That's not news. And you're absolutely right. Now, can you take a great man and destroy his legacy because he got a little pedophilia, because he got a little rape, because he got a little this, because he got a little that? Of course. Can the powers that be, the white supremacists that want to tear all of our legacies down, use this? But ask yourself, we prostitute ourselves as well. We give our children to the machine. Oh, I want to be a star in Hollywood. Like wait, like there's no casting couch. Like it's no casting couch. Like you don't cut on a television and watch that nonsense every single day. Right? So what are we talking about? We talking about people profiting off of it? Or are we talking about how we co-sign it? What we talking about? Can we talk about all of it? I don't got a problem talking about it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and you could say, well, this was all exposed and this is all exposed or whatever like that. No, listen to me. Okay, exposing it is one thing. Trying to do something about it, trying to get a prosecution, getting law enforcement to handle it or whatever. There's ways to handle this, right? So I don't know if going about it the way, getting these victims, right? I'm not saying everybody's not credible, right? Because the only story that's truly, really, really credible to me right now is Aaliyah, right? That we know, and that is in most states statutory rape. 15-year-old, you 27, you sleep with a 15-year-old girl, that's statutory rape. Then you follow due process. So no record deal can stop me from saying I'm taking your ass to jail because you raped my daughter or you took advantage of my daughter. Feel me? No record deal, no amount of money, no studio time, no this, no that, whatever like that can stop my view when something wrong has happened to my child, right? So that everybody, we're talking about enabling here today. So everybody is partially responsible for that situation. So this is why Aaliyah resonates with me more than anybody else, because some of these women that was on there, whatever, they were grown-ass women, and they made their decisions and choices now. So I'm glad Nene, what's up? Nene said, this has all been exposed before. So if you know it's been exposed before, and it has been on the news, and it has been talked about, so if 1998, I don't know when it was exposed, but if 1998 it was exposed, then any woman that chose to be with R. Kelly after that fact, you stepped into the pit. You stepped into the pit of fire yourself, right? And subjected yourself to whatever's going to come next, right? After the news is out there, and this is what I'm saying. We got to talk about groupie culture, and we're going to come back to that.
Yeah,
there's a groupie culture out there, whatever like that. Groupie. You can know this about a person. You can know this about a person, whatever. Chris Brown, when he beat the hell out of Rihanna and whatever the case may be, still getting girlfriends today, right? Still getting fiance, still having sex, still doing whatever like that, after knowing this is what possibly can happen to you. So you chose, all these grown-ass women, you chose to step in the pit of fire after the fact. And I don't mean to say it like that, but let's have real talk.
So if we're gonna have real talk, I've said this on the air before.
Let's read some comments after.
Okay. I just want to make the same. I've said this on the air before. Every one of my romantic relationships, intimate relationship with women, every relationship I ever had, the sister has been the victim of molestation, rape, or abuse. Every single one of them. Now, some women deal with it in this way, some women deal with it in that way. So I just want to put the flip side. So let's say I'm one of those women that ran with R. Kelly. But in my past, maybe I was touched at 13, 14, 15. So psychologically, I'm already scarred. And that demon recognizes the weakness in me. And then I go forth. Now, it's 30 years later, and now I'm triggered. and I want to tell my story, and I get the courage to tell my story, assholes will be like, why you wait so long? You just want money. You're just a whore. You're just a groupie. You know what you want to do. Blah, 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 blah. So I agree. If we're going to talk about it, talk about all of it, because monsters prey on the weak. And when women are abused, they're more susceptible to go into the clutches of a person like that. Now, who's to blame there? Telephone call.
Doubt. Caller from the 917. State your name where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. What's up?
Yo, what it is, Norm? It's your boy DJ Brooklyn Rich, yo.
Brooklyn Rich,
Hey,
what's
Rich.
good, man?
What up?
What's going on? Yeah. Well, I caught Tiss's live yesterday, and I was like, damn, I missed the show. But I'm glad y'all talking about this today. Now, Tiss knows that I've been in the industry just like she been in the industry. And I'm going to tell y'all, I've seen a lot of crazy nonsense going on.
Okay.
Now, I don't condone what R. Kelly's done, because, that's some real sick, nasty stuff. But like you were saying yesterday, Norm, we also have to blame the women. Because, me in the industry, I've been on tour many a times with many a people, and as soon as you get, like everybody, like Kiss probably knows, as soon as you get off stage, when you go to the hotel, the first thing you see is a hotel full of people there to see you.
Mm-hmm.
The girls are there to see you. If you're a female, if you're a female performer, the guys are there to see you. And the girls that are there, they know what they are there for. They come there strictly for that. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna do this. And a lot of them, they try to get pregnant from you so they can catch you. So, it's just crazy. Like, everybody's going hard body on R. Kelly, and everybody's like, oh, this and that. But then nobody wants to blame the girls. Like, some of them are victims. There's some victims. I'm not going to say every one of them is not a victim. But the vast majority of them are not victims. They are willing participants that went to see this man and knew exactly what was going down. They knew what they was going to do before they even got there. They're not stupid. They're not dumb. They not naive. They knew what they was doing.
Yep, exactly. I agree.
And then another thing, like earlier today, I was watching somebody's live, and they were talking about the R. Kelly thing, and they were talking about the race issue. They're like, oh, I don't care about the white, I don't care what the white people do. We got to understand, we got to focus on us. But my thing is, if you want to go hard for one person, you need to go hard for everybody.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, bro.
I don't care, black, white, green, purple, yellow. If R. Kelly's a pedophile and a white guy's a pedophile, y'all both get the same treatment.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Exactly. Yo, Brooklyn Rich, appreciate you, bro. Hold on, Woo want to say something to you.
Well, okay. So to my brother Brooklyn Rich, 1,000%. There are groupies, there are hoes. The game is old and it's to be told, and we understand that.
Male groupies and male hoes too.
Male hoes. Look, man, that's the game, and I understand that. On the other hand, when the chick get off the pole, Brooklyn, she get off the pole, and you hear her story, you hear how she got into getting on the pole. 9 times out of 10, if you go back into her past, she was abused, molested. Father did her wrong. Father did dirty. You want to look at the pornography industry and listen to those stories about what happened before they got into the industry, right? If you want to talk about some of the group, it's not. Look. Yeah. It's opportunists. It's female predators out there, whatever. But if you want to start talking about the leading cause of promiscuity amongst these so-called hoes and hookers, whatever, male or female, when you cut it all back, right? 9 times out of 10, they was abused. So now whose fault is that? Now, they are grown. Yes, they are grown. Yes, they're throwing it at it. Yes, they putting their vagina all over everywhere. And everybody judges them. And they get abused. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm a prostitute, but I got raped. Nobody cares because you're a prostitute. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to talk about all of this. The root cause a lot of times.
Right.
And R. Kelly was molested, right?
Yes.
Okay, and he chose to do what when he became an adult? He chose to continue it on, right? All right. Just saying. But I hear you, of course, hoes and this and that. Yeah. But, man, when you start talking about a human being, what makes a human being tick, We are what happened to us before, Jack. And what I'm saying is, if you look at me and I'm loose and I'm loosey goosey, I got a story. Did I just wake up out of the womb and be like, I'm a hoe?
Yeah.
Let's get
the
it.
crazy. But look at this.
I did not.
Look at the trail though. Look at the cycle. The victim becomes the victimizer. That is victimized.
Yes, and then
by the enabler.
So that's the true enemy is the enabler.
You see?
The monster can't live
think about
and eat without the enabler.
Think about it. Think
agree.
about it. The victim becomes the victimizer that is victimized by the enabler because they're fueling this behavior. If you got a camp around you right now, I tell you right now, and this is real talk.
Yes.
Woo and Akisa sitting here with me right now. If they know I was about to do some grimy stuff, right, that was going to get me in trouble. First, Kiss would punch me in the face.
Yep.
Dawu would probably punch me in my gut, whatever like that, wrestle me to the floor and be like, yo, bruh, it's not going down. You ain't doing that. Put that down. Stop that. Whatever.
Yes.
You know, you got
That is true.
You got to pick the right team around you. I don't want yes men around me. I don't want yes people around me, allowing me to do whatever I want to do just because they're benefiting from me financially.
And I agree with you on that. And it's funny too. I agree with you with the enablers because I've been in a situation like that while I was on tour. You know, we got off a stage and we was at the hotel, and you know, my homeboy had these girls with him, and he was like, "Yo, son, y'all got this girl for you." And I looked at the girl, and I was like, "Yeah, she cute." I said, "Nah, I'm good." I went in my hotel room. You know, I chilled. I went out like around 2 in the morning to get something to eat. I come back. I'm coming back to the hotel. I see a cop car in front of the hotel. Come to find out that the 2 girls he had with him were 15 and 16.
My God. My God.
Talk about dodging a bullet.
Yeah. Exactly. And then, you know what I'm saying? And the parents was looking for them, and they brought them to the hotel.
My God.
My homeboy, luckily, the road manager snatched up my homeboy and put him on the tour bus, and diffuse the situation.
Right.
But had I let him enable me to
you'd have been caught.
I've been asked out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it would have got real.
Yes, sir.
It would have got real,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I appreciate you calling in, Brooklyn Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Brooklyn Rich.
No problem. I love y'all.
Love you too,
man. No doubt. Peace. Yo, and this is what I'm saying. Let's read some of these comments. We got a lot of comments in there. Shout out to everybody that's leaving a comment. Again, we're going to touch on it today. We're going to talk about enablers, and we're talking about the R. Kelly situation right now. But there's a lot of situations where people around you enable you to do negative things.
Yep. We're gonna start with Sandy. Sandy said they pimp little girls for him. All of them are just as guilty as him. Dee Dee Graham said exactly. We as people tend to take advantage of the vulnerable.
Yep.
If he was molested, he is now doing what was done to him.
Yep.
Julius Gray says Pope's out here touching on kids. They need a very hard lesson, and the people covering it up. Sandy also said, I agree. They knew what they were doing, and they were all in. Now they want to talk 20 years later after he bought them stuff, wined and dined them like a pimp. They knew exactly what they were doing, so I don't know why they're calling them survivors. I'm just saying they were willing participants.
Who said that?
Sandy.
Yep.
Dee Dee also said, game is old, but we know better, right?
Yep.
DT said they need to go after these so-called popes that's messing with these kids too.
Exactly.
1,000%.
Lifetime. We got one for you. Surviving the Catholic Church. Surviving the Catholic Church. Produce that.
Because those kids, to me, like we discussed last night, I just feel like you can't put victim on every situation. You know what I'm saying? If you're a 3, 4, 5 and as sickening as fix my lips to say it, even 1 year old, even 8 months old.
Right.
Because we've heard horror stories of men literally having sex with infant children.
That's crazy as hell.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a victim to me because this child can't do or say anything to defend themselves. If and even if like I had a conversation this morning with somebody saying to me, 12, 13, 14 or whatever is not an adult. But in the real world, because when I was 12, 13, 14, I knew what inappropriate touching was. I knew what abuse was. I knew that if you frolicked or had sex with a child, that was wrong. You get what I'm saying? Because we were being taught that in school. My mother taught me that, whatever the case is. So at that age, if you're in a situation and you're putting yourself in jeopardy to be in a position that something could go down that you might not be able to even like defend yourself in,
right,
then you shouldn't be there.
No doubt. Let's take this call. Call it for the 917. State your name where you calling from. You on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. Welcome.
Hi, I'm from Florida. My YouTube is the Naughty Goy Fruit. And I called you guys were talking about pedophilia, but I haven't heard you guys mention the Talmud. Do you know what that is?
What's that? Say that again.
The Talmud?
Yeah, I know what the Talmud is. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, why aren't you talking about that? You got to name it.
Say again. Why am I not talking about the Talmud? How does that apply to what I'm talking about? Talk to me. I'm listening.
Because the Talmud says that a Jew can have sex with a child at the age of 3 years and 1 day. And that definitely has to do with it.
Okay, continue. I'm listening.
Yeah, and they call it the Goyim. All of them are the Goyim. The Goyim are the non-Jews. So they call the Goyim beasts or cattle.
I'm familiar
And
with
just
all
a
these
whole bunch
terms.
of sick quotes. And then when you start doing your research, you find out these people are at the heads of everything. The media, the news, everything. Absolutely everything.
Okay. So
I know where I know where you're going with it. No. I'm just saying I know where you're going with it, but I think for what we're actually talking about, it goes a little bit deeper than that. It's a little left of that, bro. But I get exactly what you're talking about and who controls the media. I know who controls the media. I know who controls a lot in this entertainment business, and I know who controls the music industry. So I know where you're going with that. Trust me, I do.
And what I wanted to say, if you want to look at what's at the core of some religion and some entertainment, et cetera, and who controls that, like Norm just said, yes, we understand that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're also at the top of like pornography, and they also run the Federal Reserve, which is a private bank institution that prints the money.
No doubt. Love, we got another call. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it, though. We appreciate
I hear you.
it.
I'm familiar with everything he's saying.
I
I
hear
know
everything he's saying.
Everything that man said.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, everything he's saying.
That's a whole other discussion. Phone lines are open. Call in now, 646-233-1302.
I wanted to just go back to something that Kid said.
And then we can read more comments.
We'll read more comments. I think that as an adult, it is my job to protect my 13-year-old, my 14-year-old, my 15-year-old, my 18-year-old, my 20-year-old, my 21-year-old. My son is 25. He's still my son. The fact that we're having conversations like, okay, what's the age that a child... I feel like a child should not ever be in a position to have to defend themselves against monsters. And I think that monsters prey upon the weak. And one of the ways that you are weak is if in your past you have been molested. You can be, your spirit, is weaker. It's my job as the parent, no matter what age I am, to stand up against that and to ensure that that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's not on the pole because of me, because of the responsibility that I take, for good or for bad. And if she were on the pole, I would yank her ass off. Grown-ups have to be responsible for this, not children. Go ahead.
Tunde. Caller from the 404 station in when you call it from. You on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. What's good?
This is Troublemaker.
Troublemaker, what's up?
Hey.
Talk to us.
I agree with Wu. You know what I mean? Like the father should have took more, care and the teaching.
Absolutely.
Everything comes from teaching. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to learn, we're gonna make you learn. Like my man. My man daughter was on the pole, so he got us together and we went to the club, we throwing quarters at her, saying shake it baby until we embarrassed the hell out of her. You know what I mean? And it's like the
So you took
teaching
her off
comes
the
from
pole.
home.
Right. Exactly. Agreed. That's the father's role.
No, I agree. At some point, again, you send your children to school, right? Again, and I said this earlier, you send your children to daycare, you send them to be with, some other authority figures or whatever, and you put your trust in them until somebody breaks that trust.
Right.
So now the trust was broken once Aaliyah's parents found out that Aaliyah is pregnant by R. Kelly. So the trust is broken.
Once that happened, then what?
And then it should have been shut down.
But it continued.
It
continued.
Yes, it continued.
It should have been
because that money was rolling in. That's why I kept going.
This is where you say
money is the root of all. Money is the root of all evil, right? And I taught my daughter, right? And she wasn't my biological daughter, but I raised her. I'm like, if anybody touch you or do something, come get me. And I erased all the fears out of her. And like the guy said, like in one movie, the guy said, "I'll kill your parents, I'll kill this one," or whatever. Or like Kiss said, Sweetie said that that they'll do something to her mom or whatever, right? Me, I showed my daughter that 9mm, and I showed her my second one. I'm like, nobody's gonna hurt me. I'm going to get them.
Yeah,
because nobody hurts what's mine and what's in my circumference.
Right.
True.
If you're a part of my circle, you're a part of my circle.
Agreed.
True. And as adults and as men, we need to step up and become better protectors. And this is real talk of our women. Period. Now, the flip side to a lot of what we're talking about today, and we got to be honest, we can't sugarcoat it or gloss over it either. We know there's some 15-year-olds and 14-year-old girls out here running hot as fish grease, running around hot as fish grease. They know right from wrong. I seen some 14, 15-year-old girls, whatever, talking about setting up websites or whatever to find themselves a sugar daddy and things of that nature. So there's a culture out there like that too. They know right from wrong.
And I understand that.
And they're on this.
We run into the problem.
Real quick. Hold on, real quick. They on this hashtag get the bag stuff. Hashtag get the bag. I see these 14, 15-year-old girls running around with this mentality, whatever, that creates situations like what we're talking about right now with R. Kelly.
Right.
So what do you do about that?
So I have a question to that. So
when they know right from wrong.
So where did they get the bag from? Where did that come from? Did they was just born, poof, get the bag? Where did they get that from?
What does that mean?
Meaning money over everything.
Get money.
Prostitute yourself.
Okay, get the money. Okay.
No. Listen. Are there wayward children? Of course. Are there bad seeds and this and that and the other? Yeah. You know what I mean? You could raise one kid and they go left. You raise another kid, they go right. But I tell you what, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that bad seed from going wayward. You dig what I'm saying? And this idea of get the bag, you know, drug culture and all that other stuff and sexual impropriety and stuff was promulgated in our music, which is hip hop. They got it from us. So once again, I don't hold a minor is a minor until they're of age. They don't come out of the womb at 9 years old like, okay, you can this and you can that. You're a minor because your brain is not fully formed. They get that from us. So once again, if you find your daughter on a pole, get her ass off of it. Like it's something about the church that they like. This is what I want to say. With this entertainment industry, burn it all down. And by the way, burn the church down too, because the sexual abuse in the church is running absolutely wrong. Dummies say, don't say nothing about it. It is my job to protect my children. I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm supposed to protect mine. And yours are mine. As adults, we're supposed to protect our babies, man. We're talking about the babies being this, the babies being this. Come on, fam.
Go ahead.
What happened to the big mamas that taught us long before we went out? You know, watch out for each other. Don't do this.
Yep.
Don't do that. You know what I mean? Protect each other. Watch out for each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which brings me to this right here, Norm. Why you and my man ain't protect Kiss from that? Because she looked like she was about to bust her brains out.
Who's this? What girl from Queens?
The girl that called last night that kind of got me hot and had me.
Okay.
I forgot what she said to trigger it. But
all right. All right. Let's read some comments from the chat. And shout out to everybody calling in again. I'm going to give y'all the phone number again. It's 646-233-1302. Man Cave Morning Show, BKS1 Radio.
I'm gonna go back up to Raymond Boone. He said the parents are guilty. They didn't file any charges. She was 15. They didn't do shit. They accepted the money from and didn't file shit. They kept quiet. He also said Kelly paid that family a lot of money. Alicia Mitchell says enablers, from the parents to his circle to the corporate entertainment industry to myself. I'm taking accountability for any way, shape, form, and partaking in the putting money, buying any music. hold on one second, in his pocket and so forth, as well as purple green that harms a child. I have to take accountability in a very small drop in the ocean of people whom hurt children.
Yes.
Wrong is wrong.
Yes.
DT said whoever was there should be charged, and the parents as well. This is all about the 7 deadly sins.
Yep.
Michelle Mimi Carter says it's so disappointing hearing about R. Kelly. It's so disappointing knowing that Aaliyah was 15. I grew up with her. She was the closest thing to being my idol. No one checked him on his behavior because people were all making money off him. I'm surprised Jay-Z would even put his name next to him, and I'm sure that he knew the rumors as well. No one cares as long as they are getting a payout.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No. I'm just
There's more stuff.
I'm just saying that's the whole gist of it, man. And when I watched that, right? So now today are the authorities, right, going to be knocking at the dude that said I forged the papers.
Yes, you big
for
dummy.
them so they could get married
Yes,
or whatever
you
like that.
dumbass.
Of course.
And
he
how
needs to
how
get
far
dealt
back?
with.
Of course.
He stuck both his feet in his mouth.
Yeah, how far
Do that to
back
yourself.
does these rules and these laws go where you can prosecute somebody on a situation? See, this is what if we're gonna get real about it, these television shows and these reality shows, that's not what's popping. Because what I didn't like, right? So there's two sides to every story. This is true. But what I didn't like, it was accusation after accusation after accusation, and I wanted to hear more people say he has a problem. He has a problem. He has an illness. I wanted to hear that more. And what's the solution? Like, you know what I would respect it more? Like seeing something like this on Fix My Life or Ayanla actually talking whatever like that, because she's going to bring all the girls' story out and whatever like that. Then she's going to smack R. Kelly upside the head, and they're going to talk, and she's going to talk to R. Kelly about what we can do, you know, to fix this. Why do you think you're like this? You know, what is the reason why this and that? Like, get to the root of the problems. Like, when we talk about our stories and our situations, I don't like all this finger pointing shit. I don't like, because everybody point, oh, bad, you wrong, you're a monster. How can we fix it?
Okay, so
and how can people see that this isn't the behavior you should follow? Learn by example. Look at R. Kelly. Look at Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Look at this person. Let's fix this where it doesn't keep happening in this entertainment industry.
I think that all monsters and all predators were children once, and they all have a story.
We need more solutions.
So I would agree that as a human being, you want to look at another human being and find out who, what, when, where, and why. Also want to hold that monster and that predator accountable. Right? What that man has done cannot be erased. Now, can he get help? Perhaps. Can we talk about different things? Yes, we can. But I just, for now, I need to stand in the gap for my children. First, the grown man second. The child first, the grown man second. Now, the child that R. Kelly was, do I have compassion for that? Yes. But the decisions that he made when he came to an age of consent as a grown man, I cannot dismiss. I agree that there is, if you want to do a root cause analysis, do the root cause analysis from the prison hospital where your ass belong after you have committed crimes against humanity. Hitler was a little boy in Austria. He was a little baby. He was somebody's mama, and I mean somebody's little son. He had little kids and stuff and other. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. So I agree. I feel like what Norm is saying is that we should take a deeper issue, like you said, to see what causes these things. We can prevent them from happening, and not just after they happen and they keep happening and keep happening. Then we want to go back and see what happened.
I can't listen, man. We fall short to the point to where, as much as nobody wants to admit it, we watch these Love and Hip Hops. We watch these stories, Surviving R. Kelly, Surviving Compton, whatever. Everybody, for some reason, wants to see a train wreck. Everybody wants to see a train wreck, man. And this is real talk. And listen, I'm guilty of it. I find myself watching certain things and blah, blah, blah. It's like I was waiting to see this train wreck because it's not us, but we want to see somebody else go through the train wreck, right? So when you have a program like this, right, that's still one-sided, and nobody's talking about solutions, and the root, like you were saying, and all of that. Nobody's really talking about these things, whatever. But right now, you're just perpetuating these images of us failing us again. We keep perpetuating these images of us failing us again, and over and over.
Oh yeah,
we saw it with Surviving Compton.
No question about
so we know Dr. Dre to be the great, rich, excellent producer or whatever. So now we saw the dark side in Surviving Compton. He was beating Michelle A's ass, and we saw the dark side of him, and we saw that at Suge Knight and whatever like that. Okay, so that's one image. But you know, and you know what happens when somebody keeps showing you the same image or whatever. If they keep saying, your white hat is blue. I'm keep showing you your white hat.
Yeah, of course.
Is
That's
blue.
mind control. That's mind control.
You're gonna start thinking your white hat is blue.
Of course, no question.
You
about
see
that.
black men over and over and over beat women, treat women wrong. They sexually assault women. They this, that, over and over and over and over. You're gonna start thinking, from people that don't know our culture, that this is how all black men are. And so I'm kind of upset. I mean, Dream Hampton, she's a writer, she's a producer or whatever like that, but I'm kind of upset, you know, that people like, well, Dream Hampton produced it. She didn't co-sign it though. She don't run that network. So when I see Dream Hampton out there, like, okay, we're gonna bring out Surviving R. Kelly, and she pitched it to the station with, oh, it's a great idea, and all of this. But it's gonna be more and more of this showing us in such a negative light.
Oh, okay.
And guess who's co-signing it?
Okay.
Here's who ran Lifetime during the decision to do these Surviving Comptons and Surviving R. Kelly, and here who runs it now. This is who runs it now. How they look. Who's making the decisions there for our stories? For our stories, bruh. And you know what I'm saying? So again, you know, there's a bigger picture, and I'm trying to get everybody look at the bigger picture, man.
So in this case in particular,
it could have been handled another way.
In this case in particular, you're getting details of things that you already knew. Everybody in this freaking country knew what R. Kelly was doing, what it was about. You knew last year when the women was in the, you know, what he had, the women in the Winnebago, and they couldn't get out. They all had to dress the same, blah, 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 blah. That's number one. Number two, big shock. There's a conspiracy against us as a people, where one group of people take our images and use them in a negative fashion. Big whoop. I was called a conspiracy theorist 10 years ago when I said that. Yes, absolutely 100%. There is a demonic cabal over us all that controls and manipulates the media. The fact that one group of people prostitutes and makes money and makes profit off of us is nothing new. As Sammy Davis Jr. Go back and back and back. Listen, man, that's the entertainment industry. That's why there's value in independent platforms like this that can speak the truth to power. That's no surprise. Everyone knows that. There doesn't need to be any more dissertation about the fact that some aspects of media are evil. What I want to say is, we know this, and we keep sending our kids to Hollywood. We keep sending them. They're going to make it. They're going to be a star. And no matter how many child stars that commit suicide, no matter how many stars they find them in with pills and in the tub and this, that, other, no matter how many, the greatest and the brightest, Prince dead, Whitney dead, Michael dead, no matter how many stars you interview, no matter how many times you talk to Kiss about what the industry is really like, people still send their children to the beast. Who does not know this? They still, after everything. Bruh, we got shows on the air with artists that tell you exactly what's going on every Sunday. Kiss sit next to me every day. If you ask Kiss a question, she'll tell you. After Kiss tell you the truth, people still send their kids to this stuff.
There's a lot of entertainers that decline to be a part of Surviving R. Kelly. So when they was approached by Dream Hampton, you know, she's respected in the game and everything. So they was approached by like Mary J. declined, and a few other people that knew R. Kelly, they declined to participate in it. So John Legend, he chose to to participate in it and whatever like that. And he's speaking out against it. And he's part of the hashtag. He's rocking with supporting hashtag mute R. Kelly and all of that. Man, I get all of that. I get all of that. But what you gotta understand with this network and who runs this network, Lifetime, which Lifetime is telling our stories. You know, sometimes we can get caught up by contributing to their content. We could just be used as a pawn. And a lot of people got to realize this. So where I'm not disrespecting Dream Hampton for producing Surviving R. Kelly and bringing it to, you know, Lifetime and all of that, she playing checkers while this dude that owns it is playing chess.
Okay.
Hear what I'm saying? Chess. Woo! It's profitable to tell stories about the downfall of black culture.
Okay, so
it's profitable.
Okay, the entire Love and Hip Hop brand, the entire brand from rooter to tutor, is detrimental to us as a people.
So profitable.
There's a black woman on the top of that, and she's just as damnable as whatever white man is over the top of A&E Network. We have been getting, black people been getting played out and prostituted in the entertainment industry when slavery ended and it was illegal to own us physically. What do? They own our intellectual property. They own our likeness, and they debate us, and they get the boot-licking, toe-sucking Uncle Toms to propagate it. This is an age-old story. Look, Love and Hip Hop is just as detrimental as, you know, Flavor of Love, as Surviving R. Kelly, as this and that and the other. No. Wait, this is a newsflash. We don't control our image and our likeness. Other people control it. They make money off of it. They vulture off of it. And they make sure that they perpetuate a negative image of that. Who does not know that? Who don't? I'm not. I feel you on your point. I feel you on your point. You're absolutely 1000% right. But from slavery until now, whether they're using your body, your sexuality, your talent, they suck you up and leave you going for dead, and you're gonna be in a tub, OD'd and home. Come on, fam. That's the whole game.
That's because we allow it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's that old thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you don't allow it, somebody to do it to you, you know what I'm saying, it won't happen to you. So my whole thing is, like, we allow it because, you know what, we crave this thing called the entertainment industry. We crave to be a star. We got this yearning to be this, and we'll go through anything. You know, I'm a rider, I'm a grinder, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it. We get that mentality, right? Because we want that come up. You know, a lot of singers, like, I'm quite sure, you know, like y'all when y'all started, you know, y'all want that Grammy, y'all want this or whatever like that, but it's what you got to do to get that Grammy. You know, the things you got to go through to get that Grammy or whatever. So a lot of people craves this whole game or whatever. So when you talk about these victims, go
ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
/ all of them are not victims.
No, not all of them are. I agree
all right.
with you. No, not
some
all.
of them that we saw last night are opportunists.
Yeah.
Right, just looking for an opportunity or whatever, and they're gonna get in where they can fit in. All right. So when you see lines around a hotel room just to get in R. Kelly's room or whatever,
they're getting in.
What's coming with that? What goes along with that? Right.
For that.
So again, and let me say this. So again, let's really research and put the groupie culture under a fine microscope and see what it entails when it comes to these athletes, any of these stars, these entertainers or whatever. Some of them got whole groupie networks. Oh girl, oh my God, Rasheed Wallace or Kobe Bryant is going to be at the such and such.
Oh, groupies are real,
around 1
Come
o'clock.
on, man. That's the oldest,
he's going to be there.
Oldest profession.
He's going to check into room 505.
They know all the info.
Tricks and hoes, man. That's all that shit is.
At 6 o'clock,
yeah, of course,
they come to bring his food. Right there, he got to open his door to accept his food, and that's when we're going to go in.
I mean,
all right, so they got there's a whole culture out there that's like that. We can't be blind to that side of it either. All right, so again, we're basically anything R. Kelly done wrong to children, She hang for it. She burn for it. I get all of that. But half the stuff we hearing, half is situations created themselves. That's all I'm saying.
So
when it comes to the adults, it's situations they created themselves.
So to underscore Norm's point about the gatekeepers, one person performs fellatio, gets famous for it, and gets $1 billion industry out of it. Mm-hmm. Another person does, and they a hoe. That's gatekeeper type stuff, right? When one person could do it and another person can't. Listen, man, listen. It's pimp and hoe. You're doing something strange for a little piece of change. I don't know why people get so offended and so mad. People will do anything for the bag. Now, this person over here is demeaning and you're a whore. This person over here are a billion. Look, this person is a criminal, right? And a piece of garbage. Look, this person needs treatment. Same damn drug, same human being, same physiological effect. Right? Whereas we're viewed as criminals and hoes and opportunists, right? You doing the same behavior. You got $1 billion industry and you get to influence my children to look up to that very same behavior. Finally, how many more entertainers alive and dead do you need to hear? I'm asking the question to everybody, and it's how many do you need to hear? How many dead people turned out entertainers? How many people like Allure that are independent? Ask them why they're independent. Like the story is out. I agree with you. Now what, General? Personally, independent platforms where truth is told. Personally, no, we're not gonna sell BK. I think we're gonna keep BKS and not.
No, I'm selling out to a Jew. I'm selling out to a Jew, bro. First Jew that come with that dough. I'm working out the right deal.
We ain't sold out yet.
Nah.
But we've been talking about this for a while, and I said it on a few different shows that there's a huge difference between. When it comes to celebrities, there's a huge difference between being starstruck, like we talked about yesterday, being starstruck or being a fan, and then there's the other side of over consuming. When you become so consumed with the lives of these celebrities to the point that you feel like you have to be so close and you feel like you have to be in the midst of everything, like how some of these girls said. I remember that one girl said, "Oh, I went over there and I got dressed up with that, whatever. I didn't think he was gonna peep me. I didn't think he was gonna look at me." But these stories and these allegations had already been out. So my whole thing in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, why the hell do you want to be seen? Why do you want to be there? Period. And then when he did notice you still took your happy ass on in the room, or went along with him, and then want to cry about it later. You knew what this man was. You get what I'm saying? Which is why with us, like people used to tell us all the time, they used to always assume that, oh, because we were traveling, we were doing whatever, oh, we know y'all always had dudes in your room. No, we didn't. We would say it loud and clear. We dealt with who we dealt with. We had friends, and we didn't have boyfriends already back at home, or we lived our lives, and but we never did the groupie thing. Right. Why would I want to allow some random guy just to come up to my room just to appease him, because this is for you, it ain't for me. But then you think about the damage that could have been done. What if I would have got hurt? You get what I'm saying? Because you think it's a fan, but yet this fan comes in your room and slashes my throat. It could be anything, to a degree. And like I said, we have to stop pinpoint. We have to start really thinking about who deserves the title victim. Because like I said, I'm not disputing the allegation, because I think that he does. I know he has a sickness. Something's wrong with this man. Okay, and the fact that like you said, nobody has sat down and tried to fix the problem. But at the end of the day, even with knowing the problem, these women still go, and these women still are attracted to to this limelight behind them and whatever. So it's like, are you really a victim, or are you just somebody who just made a stupid decision to still go ahead and follow a dream of yours to follow behind this piper?
So again,
come on, there's a big difference.
And this is why
clap that
up. Kids are victims. Like, I'm gonna keep on saying it. Kids are victims. When if a child that can't even stand up and can't even talk yet, or doesn't know right from wrong, and can't even acknowledge the difference between, oh, that's hot, I'm gonna touch it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's a victim to me. If you old enough to stand up and talk back and talk shit and go out and smoke weed and go out and hang out with your friends and break curfews and disrespect your parents and do whatever, you old enough to know what the hell you getting into. That to me, you're not a victim. You a fast ass, like we said. What you said, fish grease?
Hottest fish.
They hottest fish grease running around, and we gotta call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not about disrespecting what some people have been through, but like I said, there's a big difference between knowing what you're getting into and not knowing what you're getting into, and being victimized and being assaulted and not being able to stand up and do anything for yourself.
Yeah, and see, I can't. No. Let me tell you, man. I wasn't when I watched Surviving R. Kelly last night. When I watched the R. Kelly roast last night, I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm rocking with Aaliyah.
Yep.
The victim, the true known victim. Everybody else, to me, it could be possibly suspect. And I say that because even Aaliyah's mom just made a statement after seeing Surviving R. Kelly. Yeah. Aaliyah's mom right here, Diana Horton, releases statement in response to Surviving R. Kelly. All right, we're gonna read the statement as soon as I make it a little bit bigger so Wu can read it. We're gonna read the statement from Aaliyah's mom, and this is what went down. Let's read it.
In response to the backup singer who says she saw R. Kelly having sex with Aaliyah on the tour bus, the woman and the so-called backup singer in the forthcoming Surviving documentary that describes seeing it meeting over or breathing the same air as my daughter Aaliyah is lying and is a liar. My husband and I were always on tour with her and at interview every place she went throughout her entire career. Whoever this woman is, I have never seen her before anywhere on the planet Earth until now. These lies and fabrications cannot be tolerated. I'm sorry. And allowed to be spewed from forked tongues of saboteurs of Aaliyah's legacy. My daughters wanted to realize her dream of sharing her talent with the world and give her all performing on stage and in front of the camera for the fans she adored so much. She realized that dream thanks to those true fans who still love and support her and legacy unconditionally to this day. Shame on all those involved in this project who thought it kosher to drag Aaliyah's name into a situation that has nothing to do with her today. Once again, this will not be tolerated.
All right.
And
this came from her mama saying I was on there last night and was lying. All right, that she didn't interact with her daughter like that, and it was a lie. So if this is coming from her mama, what do we think about the rest of these episodes?
Right.
Because now I'm starting to see it as just entertainment, and when you're going after somebody and you're making allegations that can totally ruin somebody. Right. Again, we all with the whole Aaliyah story, but everything else is suspect to me. Everything else is suspect.
So to the mother, I was not there. God bless the dead, Aaliyah. You're one of my favorite artists of all time. So I can't say yay or nay because I wasn't there. This is what I will say. As someone who works with people that have been victimized by domestic abuse, this is what I will say. There's a mother and a father, right? Mama go to work, father molest a child. That happens. Don't tell me it don't. I'm not speaking. I'm just putting it into the ether in terms of how we want to classify the situation.
Right.
You took the baby to grandmama's house, and at grandmama's house, you know, it was cousin Budgie, who was a molester. Cousin Budgie, when grandmama was cooking the pie upstairs, went down. So what I'm saying is, when you're talking about proximity, I get it. You're saying you were with Aaliyah 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
I get it. You know what I also get? There can be two adults in the house, and one adult molest a child, and the other adult who is living in the same house don't know. Now, was I there? Of course I was not there. But when you're talking about molestation and proximity and stuff like that, things happen. All right, call him.
No doubt. Caller from the 315. State your name where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. Welcome.
Hey, it's Mike. I didn't want to interrupt Woo.
Yes, sir, Mike.
How are you?
How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Brother
Good.
from
What's going
another,
on, bro?
What's up, my brother?
Talk to us. What's going on?
Oh, I hear you talking about this R. Kelly thing, and I got to lean on what you said, man. That I'm suspect about it.
Yeah.
There's things that are just odd about it, and the timing of it in the big picture is very curious to me in relation to other things that have come out in the news that people are not paying attention to.
Right.
Yes.
I think we've talked about the that fake outrage that they kind of weaponize to distract people in a very lethal, effective way.
Yes.
But all of this R. Kelly stuff is getting all fluffed up there, and this is right after the Bill Cosby court stuff. There was all the allegations against, I think, Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman and stuff. But this R. Kelly thing comes conveniently after Jeffrey Epstein is cleared of all court, all court charges, and all of his victims were not allowed to testify in court against him. So they're getting all of this fluff up about R. Kelly, and there's R. Kelly, and he basically is the scapegoat hung out in front of the people like a carrot to follow this lead and not pay attention to other stuff. Because I'm not saying I can't really stand in defense of R. Kelly. He might be guilty of many of the things he's been charged with.
Right.
I think there needs to be a genuine, people's unbiased investigation into it, but these episodes and this entertaining, making it into entertainment, because the company that produced that, they're making a ton of money off of that.
Absolutely.
They're making a lot of money off of that. There is definitely agendas that smell. So it just smells very suspect, but it's the timing for me and the way that it distracts people from people like Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein or Donald Trump's connection to Epstein or Clinton's connection to Epstein and how it goes on. And Epstein's lawyer that got him out of all that stuff, he is the acting attorney general. I mean, I hope I'm not going too deep on this.
Not at all.
Let's talk about it.
My brother from another mother. Right. So outrage culture is used to shift our focus. America right now is burning to the freaking ground. I mean, our government is in an absolute shambles. There are federal workers today that don't have bread on their table because, number one. Number two, Mike is so right. We would look at Hillary Clinton and Trump and politicians and how they're all linked. If you want to start talking about soul cooking, you want to start talking about Pizzagate, and you want to talk about pedophilic allegations that are at the top echelons of this country and England.
Right.
We could talk about that. So,
and I'll go as far as to connect it right to the Vatican and what the Vatican's doing.
Okay, so there, Mike, I just saw my 1,000 priests who were excommunicated. So the Vatican is a very evil, wicked place. So what I'm saying to Mike is, I think R. Kelly is a pedophile. Yes, I do. I think that there are people profiting off of this story, and I think this story is used to shift our attention away from other things that are important. The victims of R. Kelly are important. And I think the evil tentacles of Satan that's in religion, that's in propaganda, that's in entertainment, this pedophilic ring that's at the highest echelons. I agree with my brother that this type of smoke and mirrors is used to divert our attention away from what my brother just said.
I said earlier, Mike, you know, it's chess. It's not checkers. It's definitely chess. You know, and especially like you said, the timing. A lot of things are suspect. We can't sit up here and just feed into everything we see on television. We can't feed into it. And the superstars of the whole show of surviving R. Kelly, like I said last night, are the editors. The editors are the superstar because they're going to show us what they want us to see.
God knows what else is being said.
Yeah.
Hey, my Mike, I'm sorry. Last thing. People disappear and they come back and they don't have their organs. How many children disappear in this country every single day that are never seen again?
There are 15,000 immigrant children in different privatized facilities right now in this country, minimum. And the government doesn't have a hand in any of those facilities to monitor where those children go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
the children that come across that border illegally, many of them disappear.
Yes.
The law that Trump wrote, where he made it so that children stayed with their parents, there was no paperwork for any of those parents to actually show that they were the parents of those kids.
Right.
And they could just be trafficking them to somewhere else, and most of those kids disappear in the system.
True indeed.
I'm sorry, General. One last thing. I know we got to hang. I know, but
we got to go back on topic.
I know we got to go back on topic.
I'm sorry, guys.
Mike, I'm sorry, but just 1 second. So you take an immigrant kid away from an immigrant. You have no rights. You have no rights at all. You take that kid away, and the kid just kind of disappears, and they go into a system. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, General, for letting me say that.
No doubt, no doubt. Mike.
Thank
man,
you, Mike, as always.
Pleasure, as
Hey,
always.
I tell you guys what, if you guys ever want me to do just a full-on show, chilling, talking with you guys,
Absolutely.
and just doing current events, because we always talk about the stuff that we're distracting or being distracted from. I tell you that list of articles, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I've been following current events since I got out of the Army.
Right.
So we could have a fun conversation about what's being missed in current events.
I love it. Let's try to put something together this year and make that happen.
No,
man.
we're gonna get together.
Definitely,
Mike,
definitely.
for sure. Love you, Mike.
Yeah,
Thanks,
love you,
you.
bro. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
you guys
Mike.
stay safe. I love you guys.
See you next time, Mike. Love you.
We'll talk to you
so
soon.
much.
No doubt,
You
no
too.
doubt. Yo, I love when Mike calls it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So we get it. We know there's a distraction. Again, let's read some comments. Shout out to everybody.
So we're gonna
welcome Tracy Napoleon. Welcome Sabrina Booth. What's up, cuz?
Right.
Nikki Raspberry. Remote. What's good? Walter Lucky.
Hey, Walter. I was just getting ready to read his comment. Well, first, Jamal Carter said, "Where were they at when they got married with the forged documents?" When we were reading, when you were reading her mom's post or whatever. And me and Lucky were basically just talking about the fact that he does need help, but that he's just too far gone. He said he's living comfortably in his illusion.
Right.
Deborah Church said, U.S. Weekly Entertainment tonight. National Enquirer, rest in peace, Aaliyah. Sandy says, I think a few of them are lying just to be on TV. I agree. That's just me. I had to turn it off when they started talking about Aaliyah because I didn't want to hear it. Aaliyah was my boo. I loved her, so I couldn't watch that. Victor says, why is it that people find a way to be victims like Kelly's situation, Cosby, but we don't see Elvis, Woody, Hughes, Sheen, Weinstein? Norman put it on his post. I wonder if Lifetime will do a surviving Charlie Sheen, play it fair.
Respect.
Shout outs to Ramu Span. She just checked in. Elvis married Priscilla when she was 14 and he was 25.
Absolutely. 1000%.
Right. Walter then says, facts. When a child has a crush, they will be easily lured into keeping a secret from parents as a source of rebellion. And I'm speaking from experience as a young man who was in a relationship with an older woman when I was a freshman in high school. I felt like a man, but I didn't fully understand the risk nor what I was getting into. Julius Gray said Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
Absolutely.
DT said if it's uncut, then it's fabricated to be televised.
Absolutely.
And Walter replying to Julius Gray says facts. This has always been swept under the rug of whiteness. Still wrong, but they are allowed to live their lives just like Woody Allen.
Let me say this before you even go and read another comment about what everybody just said. I love our listeners.
Yes.
I love the people that pay attention to what we're talking about. I love the fact that y'all go and y'all look up facts and research and all of this and see this dialogue that we're having gets to solutions for things.
Yeah.
It gets to solutions. When we have a dialogue, an open, honest dialogue or whatever, we can start finding solutions. We can start talking about it more or whatever and start understanding things a little bit better. Woo can start understanding things better. I can start understanding things better. You can start understanding things. The listeners could and everything. We all get a sense of what's really going on. And this is why I love the list. I love everybody in that chat room and what they contribute to this show, man. And this is what I'm talking about. But you're not going to hear any solutions. You're not going to hear any of that in Surviving R. Kelly. I doubt if there'll be a Surviving Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I doubt if there'd be a surviving Johnny
Woody
Depp.
Allen.
Because look how
surviving
quickly
Woody Allen.
Look how quickly they spoke about Charlie Sheen's situation. It was like in through one ear out the other. It never was discussed again.
At least R. Kelly didn't try to murder nobody with HIV.
I do think that it's interesting that one after another prominent African American males are slanted with this.
Still a bum.
And yeah, and I 1000% agree. But all of these white people and entertainers that we just mentioned, I think that this is a profitable conversation, and I think that people should definitely research pedophilia in the entertainment industry. It's long and varied, and you need to look into pedophilia in the government as well. I think that we don't need to be afraid. We need to take our resources to see the truth and then to get solutions. 1000% agree. It's a very demonic, very wicked undercurrent in this country.
Yep.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I wanted to address Deborah Church. She commented and said,
the talented Deborah
"Hey
Church.
Deborah, why do people keep referring to these girls as children when they are of age, 18 and up?" And I have to kind of answer that the best way that I can, because honestly speaking, when I was 18, I didn't consider myself an adult, and I had my daughter at 19. But because my mother died a month after my daughter was born, I didn't have any options at that point. My only option was grow the fuck up, because right now you have another child and another life that you have to protect and you have to raise. And thank God that I had the mother that I did, that I was able to do so, and trust me, with many mistakes along the way. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of mistakes along the way. But I made mistakes, and I always tried to tell her, you don't follow behind my mistakes. You ought to be better than I am.
Right.
And this was with me either doing things in front of her or saying things that I probably shouldn't have, because she's my kid. She's always around. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and justify not having, the opportunity to say, okay, maybe you should have been in another room. So as adults, we make mistakes. But honestly speaking, there's a lot of 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16s, and even 19 and 20-year-olds that honestly don't even know their ass from their elbow. Some of them can't even wipe their ass right. So for you to think that you're old enough to go into a situation and say, oh, I'm going to go to an R. Kelly concert, throw on my shortest skirt and my cutest boots and my dopest stiletto heels, and your mama allowed you to walk out the damn door knowing that you got VIP passes to go backstage and meet this man afterwards, we got to question that. Because a lot of these girls, again, don't know what they know what they're getting themselves into, but they're not thinking it full out to say, I could be getting myself in trouble.
I think that abused and damaged children.
Age don't make you smart.
I think that abused and damaged children
sure don't
grow up to be damaged adults. I think that predators prey upon children that were abused, that were not protected, that were neglected, that were so-called fast because there was no adult in their situation in their life. So that if I go to the strip club and see you dancing at 24 years old,
right,
and say to you, you're just an adult, and you're doing this because you whatever, that person, all I'm saying, I agree with Kiss, but I want to put the other side out. What I'm saying is they didn't start out that way.
Right.
And monsters and demons in the entertainment industry prey on that, and demons in the church, Eddie Long, prey upon children that are been victimized by other monsters. Look, and then they go, he's 18. She's 21. She's 22. Please, it's damnable. It's despicable, yo.
But
it's sick.
This is also what happens too. All right, so you get R. Kelly, comes out with one record, comes out with two. Oh, dang, he could produce too and write. Blah 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 blah. He starts putting out a few hits, mega hits. Then you got your label saying, "Give him whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants. He wants 3 chicks in a room. Get it for him.
Right.
He wants some coke." Some weed, get it for him. He want this, get it for him. We got to make him happy. We got to make him happy. That's our breadwinner. That's our meal ticket. This is the psyche that creates the monster we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
you hear me? This is the psyche that creates the monster.
Well said.
We are talking about.
Well said.
Right.
Well
so
said.
Now, going back to, let's round it back to the topic. Let's gonna bring this. Back to topic, right? So now talking about enablers.
Yes.
Then you get all these people around that I'm talking about. You got the label execs, you got the management, you got the security, you got the bodyguard, you got this, you got that, whatever. It's like, yo, keep them happy so we can keep working. yo, man, you see those two little young girls right there out in the audience? Bring them backstage.
Why the voice?
But I'm just saying.
I know.
So true.
And then what happens? They bring them backstage.
Yeah.
They don't need no credentials. R wants you. But how old are y'all? These questions aren't asked.
They don't care.
But how old are you?
care.
These questions are not asked, right? And so instead of saying, R, that's not good, bro. We can't do that. They ain't got no credentials. We can't do that. We're not bringing them up to the hotel room, blah, 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 blah. They're 15, 16, whatever like that. Whatever. They're not saying that. They're just going to do what they asked to do. The manager sees it's going on. He see it's happening.
Right.
He don't try to head it off. The label know what's going on. You got all the little cronies, that's his boys around him, that's sucking them dry, right?
Yep. Just so they don't lose their damn job.
Right. So now, and then you get the chicks, and even the ones that are 18 and over, right? They looking for sponsors. Oh my God, come on, girl. We gonna go to R. Kelly's room, blah, blah, blah. He gonna buy us drinks. He gonna get us the weed. He gonna break us off a little something, something. He gonna buy me shoes. He gonna buy me the coat. He gonna buy me this, blah, 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 blah. They just looking for a sponsor.
Right.
So they doing whatever it takes to get what? Sponsored. These, and this is real talk. These are the situations that happen. We gotta start looking like we gotta start looking at the cause and effects of these things. So going back to enablers, right? All these people take a part in what happens to these girls, these victims.
Right.
There are the real victims, and there are the opportunists / victim for the moment.
Okay, so
because the timing is right.
Where would the modern entertainment industry be without enablers? The entertainment industry is built upon enablers. It would not exist without them fanning the flames of entertainers' lower nature. Now, do I feel bad for entertainers? Of course I do. It's a deep thing because entertainers sway the culture. Entertainers are what we look at, and if an entertainer says it's this, then it's that. Okay? If you feed their drug addiction, if you feed their pedophilia, you can easily manipulate them and control them into putting garbage into their entertainment, which is going to contribute to the next batch of young entertainers. You dig what I'm saying? So you're seeing the lights and the glam and the glitter, right? And you're a star, but this real star is cocaine. The real star is the fact that you're a pedophile and someone has a dirty secret over you. The real fact is that you were molested and somebody took a picture of you and this and that and the third. The entire industry is predicated upon that type of control so that they could take the star, so that the star could take their God-given talent and take their frequency, turn it demonic, to continue to feed. So without enablers, there is no entertainment industry. There is no industry without it. It would grind to a halt.
Yeah, and I'm not listen on these girls. I'm talking about the ones that's of age. I'm not being hard on them, but there's a hardcore reality that I've seen. So I'm not just talking just to hear myself talk or whatever like that. I've seen it. I've been around the entertainment industry, and mega stars, not just a star or somebody that got one little record out there, mega stars for a long time. And I've seen what goes on. I told you the situation last night on the Storm Warner show. A girl met this particular star that I was working with for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, she was screwing this brother. Within 10 minutes of meeting him. Oh my God, you're such and such. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? My name is. Boom, boom, boom. I go to the bathroom. I come back. They screwing it in my vocal booth. And then I catch them, and then they take it to the bathroom. Within 10 minutes of just meeting dude. And that's no exaggeration. Actually, it could have been 8 minutes. It might have been less. And so when I see things like this and the behavior,
my God.
and the behavior of some of these women that's caught up in the groupie culture, you know, it disgusts me.
Yeah.
As a man, it disgusts me. I went to Japan and saw some things too.
Bruh.
And I seen the behavior of these women, and it disgusts me as a man that when I was younger that liked to have fun and liked to be around the girls and do this. Some of this stuff disgusts me. What? Really? Oh my God. She don't have no respect for herself.
First thing, groupie culture is real. You're absolutely right. Now we gotta go. Groupie culture is real. When I look back on some of the things that I participated in when I was a young man, right? make my head spin. And I was a nothing and a nobody. And saw people do some stuff and some things when I was running with my boys. That the day my daughter came out the canal, I was like, oh, shit. And it made me reevaluate and me re-examine. So, groupies are real. Hello. Pimping and hoeing is the world's oldest profession. General Kiss, 1,100% right. All right? You can manipulate a chick and not be a star. And not be R. Kelly. And not even have a job. Do you know you can have sex with a chick and drive her car and take her to work and make her go and pay for your money and then while you sit home and play PlayStation? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And there's so I guess that's another show for another story. All I will say is that my son and my daughter, my blood and my life for that shit not to happen to them. I'll be damned if I don't do everything in my power not to have my son and my daughter out there on some bullshit, bro.
God knows.
Me, God's help.
God knows y'all do not want me to write a book. Real talk. And I'm quite sure some of the people I know in the game do not want me to write a book. You know, sure. I'm getting older, so I'm starting to really not give a F about a lot of things and about what people think I should do or should not do, whatever like that. But sometimes I feel compelled every day to really write a straight up book and just say it for what it is, and some of the things I've seen and some of the behavior I witnessed, and just some of the whatever. I seen a girl almost ruin a man's life in marriage over lying on him. We're at an estate. Not going to say what estate, but we're at an estate. And I knew dude didn't do anything, whatever. The girl she stayed over and she just needed the place to rest her head, whatever. So he allowed her in the room. Runs out the room like in a half an hour. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's true what they say about these rappers. All of them are like that. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Help, whatever. Her girlfriend's there. They sniggling in the corner. Meanwhile, detectives roll up on the estate the next day. Like, excuse me, sir, can you verify where your friend was and blah, 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 and this and that and the craziness. And he got ran through the mud for a minute, you know, family looking at him suspect, whatever like that. And then, you know, one day I had to approach the girls that was making the accusations, girlfriend, and I said, yo, don't do this to this dude. You know, he got a wife, blah, 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 whatever like that. You know, y'all was up here really to chill and observe and have a good time and whatever. Like, don't do this to this dude, whatever. Girl started tearing up. She's like, you're right. Yeah, my girl's lying. She trying to get paid. Blah, 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 blah. So she went and flipped on her girl and told the detective the real story. So when I see things like that, you got to understand where my perspective come from, right?
No,
so when I actually see things like that, and then I watch things like Surviving R. Kelly, whatever like that, I know that everything that's being told to us is not true. I know it.
Right, but it's also because the media loves to take advantage of and when I say celebrities, I mean minority celebrities, because we're going to go back and forth. Everybody's talking about how we're bringing up Charlie Sheen and we're bringing up Harvey Weinstein and we're bringing all these people that get swept under the rug because they don't want to discuss it because they're of a different hue, right?
Absolutely,
then
1000%.
Then we're gonna go. I have to read this comment about Lucky because my jaw just dropped. He said Charlie Sheen got a condom deal after he revealed he had HIV. Yes. I was at the launch event and it blew my mind. They announced a surprise guest and he walked in. It was crazy how the women still flicked it up with him for photos and hugs.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? But when it's us, and again, this is not disputing the fact of what Robert did,
right?
Because wrong is wrong. I don't care what color your skin are. If you do something wrong, it's wrong in my eyes. I don't care who you are. But at the end of the day, it just shows a difference. Like, we know that our white celebrities are gonna be. There's not gonna be too much attention being brought to it because they white. You know, and you could say it's crazy. It might be racist to say whatever case is, but it's the truth. At the end of the day, we got to start thinking smarter for ourselves as minorities and as celebrities and people with power and money. Like they say, he was manipulative, whatever he did to Aaliyah and all this other stuff. That could have been the truth because she was 15. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and say at 15, if I was in a position, would I have been like, oh my God, with everything, and he could have easily lured me in. So we don't know the situation because the only people that know is her, him, and God. And whoever else was around that's trying to act like they wasn't around. Because at the end of the day, you can't say, and no disrespect to her mother, because when I say, I love my Aaliyah. My thing is, you can't sit there and say you was always there. Because if you was always there,
yeah, you can't say
there
that.
would be no way on God's green earth that girl would have been
1,000%.
in the trailer with him or on the tour bus in his room or even getting married. Like her uncle right now. I don't understand why he's not being charged. I don't understand why the hell he even had the opportunity to even sit there and even say what he said. Not for nothing, I would have had the cops at the studio waiting for that brother to come out after he said what the hell he said about forging the damn signature.
That wasn't Barry.
That wasn't Barry?
That wasn't Barry.
Who the hell was that?
I forgot his name. That wasn't Barry though. That
the one that said it.
That wasn't Barry that said that.
Oh, okay.
No, that wasn't Barry.
Because I don't remember what Barry looks like.
So,
but my whole thing is like, even with him,
Barry accountable too.
He's accountable too because he knew what the hell was going on because he was close. He was right there,
and he was under him, and he facilitated certain things.
On, man.
That happened. So
people
got to stop.
So
accountable too.
So in conclusion, I know because it's time for us to go, but you know, when you're talking about so-called minority entertainers and stuff, you know, you look at this history of this country where we were 3/5 of a human being, where we got the right to vote in 1964, where they say it's illegal to not lynch us yesterday, where we're killed by police officers and no one does anything about it, where people cry over fur and a freaking dog in a tree and don't say a damn thing about me getting my head blown out just because somebody decided they were afraid of us. I have to agree with Kiss. If you look at the way our entertainers are over sexualized, objectified, demonized, the beast, you know, treated like beast and whatever. It's been that way since we came onto the shores in America. Nothing has changed. I'm so sorry you thought that because Obama became president, that something was going to change. Like Kiss said, when you look at a black entertainer, black and Latino entertainers are not viewed the same way as whites. It's a racist country. Newsflash.
Yeah.
And real quick, and just going to enablers real quick. So I'm going to give y'all some things, right? So these are possible signs that you could be an enabler. Talk about things like enabling, you know, it could be enabling somebody to do drugs, alcohol, whatever the case may be. So we're going to apply this to every situation. Here's 7 quick bullet points that you might be an enabler yourself.
Ignoring the addict's negative or potentially dangerous behavior. This behavior can involve anything from overlooking problems to denying that a problem even exists. Difficulty expressing emotions. Enablers are often unsure of how to express their feelings, especially if there are negative repercussions for doing so. Prioritizing the addict's needs before her own. While it's natural to want to help loved ones, enabling takes helping a step too far, where the addict has taken care of while the enabler neglects her own, acting out of fear. Since addiction can cause frightening events, the enabler will do whatever it takes to avoid such situations. Lying to others to cover the addict's behavior.
Hear that? Lying to others to cover the addict's behavior. And hence the dude that forged the documents. Go ahead.
An enabler will lie to keep the peace or the money and to present a controlled, calm exterior. Blaming other people or situations other than the addict. To protect the addict from consequences of drug abuse, the enabler might accuse other people of causing the drug abuse. Resenting the addict. The result of the above behaviors is that the enabler will likely feel angry and hurt. She may act out on these feelings by resenting all while continuing to enable the addiction.
Addict. Now, here's a story of a man and lady. All right.
Clap it up.
So I know this particular performer that had a drug addiction, right? And this person had a sibling that liked to do drugs too. So the performer was the meal ticket for the whole family.
Absolutely.
For everybody surrounding this particular performer, right? Was the meal ticket. So they seen this person declining. They started to decline. The drug use was getting too heavy. Meanwhile, the sibling liked to get high too. Well, the only way this person can get high is to get money from the performer and to keep, doing whatever the performer asks. So the performer is saying, I need you to go get drugs. I need you to go get drugs. I need you to go get drugs for me. Get drugs for me. Go buy these drugs for me. Oh, but can I buy some for myself too? Yeah, of course you can. Now go get my drugs. Meanwhile, you seeing this person burnt out of their mind. They're declining in health. You seeing them like fall from grace, the whole nine, and you're allowing it to happen to benefit yourself because you wanted to get high too and you needed money too.
Yep. That
is the worst type of enabler. All right? This I've seen, I've watched, I've seen it. I've seen it, man. And this is why I'm saying, like, you can't tell me that the enabler is not just as guilty.
Of course they are.
As the victimizer. You cannot tell me that. Because I seen it. I witnessed it with my own eyes. I witnessed some selfish ass behavior where you're going to let somebody else suffer for your own selfish needs. Miss me with the bullshit, man. We got to get on these enablers too. Just as much as we getting on these so-called victimizers and everything. These enablers are making things a lot worse and causing a lot of other people to get hurt.
Yo, General.
I'm going to leave it there.
God bless the dead.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I'm off of it. I'm from Jersey. God bless the dead.
Lucky
I'm
said.
not even talking. I'm just saying it. I'm just putting it out there.
Lucky said in his Eddie Murphy voice, his Eddie Murphy Golden Child voice, I want the book, please.
That's
talking about don't make me write a book. And Julius said you should title it Not the Norm.
That's actually a good title. That's actually
everybody
a good title.
Everybody want the juice.
Wow. That's actually a good title.
I can't. Deborah said Barry look like a light-skinned version of Aaliyah Mama.
No doubt. Deborah, I'm going to be hollering at you. I want you at my birthday party.
Yes, ma'am.
Deborah, it's going down. The Aquarian birthday bash going down February 10th.
Yes.
At the Zulu Bar. At the Zulu Bar.
437 Main Street in West Orange.
New Jersey.
Yes. It's going down. It's going to be off the hook. The Zulu Bar is a beautiful spot. Zulu Bar, if you live in New York, Zulu Bar is only like 40 minutes away from West Orange. 40 minutes or less, depends on where you live at in the city. No matter where you at, come on out. It's the Aquarian birthday bash plus the Who Owns the Mic showcase that we do every time we rock a joint. It's grown and sexy, so we running all the classics. We playing the good music. Going to be multiple DJs there that day. We're going to have some live performances. It's going to be off the hook. The Zulu Bar got great food. Great drink specials. BKS1 Radio will be hosting the event. It's going to be some special surprises, but it's also my birthday. Come on out and celebrate with us. If you know another Aquarius, you want to bring them out and celebrate their birthday, whatever. But it's going to be a lot of grown and sexy fun. Again, that's February 10th. It's a Sunday. It's a day party from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Zulu Bar. Come on out and rock out and have a good time. Yes. Deborah, I want you in the house rocking that mic.
She said she'll be there for sure.
No doubt. Just want to thank everybody for joining us today on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show.
Hey, Kiss, I want you to say that. Say ow. How you say that? Ow.
Ow.
There you go. All right. That's for the Zulu Bar. That ow. That's for next month.
Oh, you want the slow one?
Get the slow one. Yeah.
So come out and rock out with us, man. Remember the date, February 10th.
That was for you, Jackie.
Ultimate Epic Day Party, 4 to 9 p.m. at the Zulu Bar.
Yeah, my Jackie.
West Orange, New Jersey.
That was for Jackie.
No doubt. Peace and blessings. And remember something about this show, y'all. This show is never about us.
It's always about you.
Because
you are the next best kept secret.
Yo, y'all have a great
weekend.
Love
you guys. Have a great weekend.
See y'all Monday. BKS, baby, share this out.
Thanks for the support.
Have not got this information. Somebody may have missed the show.
Yes.
No matter what platform you are listening to us on, share this out with somebody. It's the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show.
The truth.
Only BKS1 Radio can bring you this, man. We doing some things 2019. Got some things for you.
We gonna step in the name of love.
No doubt.
In a positive way.
Okay.
You clown.
We having a backyard party?
We're gonna have a backyard party. He said it. He said we're gonna have a backyard party.
All right.
Flag
Who's
on
coming?
The flag.
I don't know, but just keep being happy, people.
Yeah. Please.
You guys are horrible.
And be careful. Do not drink and drive before you put your key in the ignition.
Yes. Because if you drink too much, you're going to believe you can fly.
Yeah. And then you're going to start feeling on booties.
Yeah. Have a great weekend. Love y'all. Love y'all, man.
Cut the mics off. Cut the mics off.
Peace.
Have a good weekend.
Love y'all.
Water sound.